Right, ladies and gentlemen, I genuinely believe it when I say that this might be one of the shortest videos I make, but also one of the most impactful and one of the most important videos I make. So the reason I'm making this is we all have a friend or an acquaintance who's been building a business for like many months. And every time you check in with him, he always says, oh, I'm working on the website, or I'm working on the logo, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, right? And I see this over and over and over again with agency owners who are always spending time on things that are just not going to move the needle forward. Things that are not going to get you more clients, get you more cash flow, deliver better results for your clients, and ultimately grow your business, right? Those are the key things that we need to be doing. So in this video, I'm going to break down 3 key things that every agency needs to do, and you should just do those 3 things. If you get anything out of this video, it's simply just to write 3 things on your wall, wake up every day and say, what am I going to do today? And if it doesn't fall under those 3 things, then don't do it. Right? Genuinely mean it. That's all I want you to get out of this video. Now, if you're new to the channel, you don't know who I am. My name's Courtne. I work with easily 100+ agencies every single year to help them implement systems, make more profit, grow. I've also done many agencies of my own, sold one, scaled, done all of that. Right. That's the end of the intro. Let's actually look at what we're here to talk about. So the key 3 systems, I'm just going to give them to you straight away. I've got them written down here. I've got some notes in front of me. The key 3 areas in your business is simply attention, conversion, and fulfillment, right? Write those 3 things down: attention, conversion, and fulfillment. Now, if you're a new agency owner, here's what you do. You build them in those order. You build attention first, then you build conversion, and then you build fulfillment. And once you've built them, right, and again, keyword being you build them, so you actually build the system. It's not a forever thing of consistently always building systems, because I see that as well, where I see agency owners who are always building systems, but never actually using the systems that they built. They're always got a new process, a new SOP, a new this, but they're never actually using it. You build these things once, and then you let them run, and you run them until they break, and then you fix issues. That's how you scale, right? So let's break them down. Attention. What is attention? Attention is basically lead flow or getting leads to the business. Now, I've done many videos breaking this down, but really there's 2 things that you need. 1, you need an active way of getting attention, and 2, you need a passive way of getting attention. And I made a full video on that somewhere on this channel as well. So again, in that area of the business, you just have 2 systems, 1 active system and 1 passive system. And every day, all you do is make sure that both of those systems are getting the inputs needed from you. So like your passive is obviously content, like YouTube, which is what I'm doing here. Or you have setters and VAs who are doing outbound for you, or you use some sort of software, right? Make sure that everything's working on the inputs. Make sure that they are processing these inputs and converting them to outputs, which is new appointments and new leads in your pipeline for your closing or your SDR people to chase them up, right? That is that part of the business. The next part of the business is conversion. And that's basically is how do we take leads and convert them into prospects and then convert them into customers. That's basically the conversion part of the business. Now, this is very simple. You need a nurturing funnel. Nurturing funnel is content or resources for them to consume so that they can build rapport and they can build trust with you. So that's either, a collection of case studies, a collection of YouTube videos, a big Facebook profile or LinkedIn profile with a lot of content on, something like that, which you can send them and feed them. So again, people get on sales calls, they need to think about it, they're not sure, this and that. You always need to have something to send them to consistently nurture them, right? And you should be doing that anyways. Okay, that's the first part. The second part is a simple nurturing and conversion funnel, right? This is not a website. This is a funnel, right? Which usually is just a video that then takes them to a Calendly to then book in a call. So the video basically sets the expectations. Think of like a VSL, short, 10-minute video, sets the expectations of what the service is, as well as what the call is for. And then they go to a Calendly, they book in from you, and the sales rep takes over. Finally, you just need a CRM. And in that CRM, there should be a good process, and I've got this written down for you here, so I'm going to read from my notes to make sure I don't botch this, but you need a good process for qualification. The reason that's important is if you're doing this right at scale, you should be booking at a bare minimum 1 to 2 appointments per day. What that means is 1 to 2 hours in your calendar a day of sales calls. So you don't be wasting that on the wrong leads, right? So you need qualification to make sure that everyone shows up to the calls, but also that they're high quality so you don't waste your time. Secondly, you need follow-up. I've said this time and time again, but literally 80% of our sales come through follow-up, not through first call. So you must always have a strong process to make sure no leads are slipping through the cracks and you have follow-up in place. Finally, you have to have Ascension, right? Now, this is really not talking to a beginner agency, but more of an advanced agency, but usually most agencies have a front-end offer. This is what they sell primarily in ads or outbound or anything like that. But then once they get a customer and that customer, makes a lot of money and is really happy and builds a relationship, then we ascend them to our back-end offer. So a super simple example of this, let's say you work with real estate agents and you deliver them leads, right? That's your front-end offer. Say you charge $2,000 a month for that, easy. Now you get a bunch of customers, they're getting a lot of leads, they're all happy you're delivering on your work, blah, blah, blah. But their problem is They're getting all these leads, but their closing rate's not that high. And that's because they're real estate agents, not professional closers. So what do? You come up with a bright idea and you invent a little course that you can put together in like a weekend on how to be better at closing these leads. And that is now your Ascension offer. So you sell all of your clients on the front end, $2,000 a month. Then you deliver good results, get good, rapport built with them. And then you upsell them the $5,000, $10,000, whatever you want as a one-time fee, right? So some form of bolt on to your additional service, which helps the results be even better. And again, most prospects will say no to that if they're very cold, but because they are already a customer of yours, they've already built some trust and rapport, it's much easier to sell. And again, you need a bit of a sales process to track that, to make sure that you're on top of it and doing it well, right? That is conversion. Finally, fulfillment. Most people complicate fulfillment. All you need with fulfillment is a collection of SOPs that you've developed over time, and then you need a customer journey. And a customer journey is essentially the order in which those SOPs get executed, right? So if you look at a customer journey, the first part is probably onboarding, right? If you think about what happens to a customer, well, we onboard them, right? So that's the first SOP to go through. Then there's usually a launch phase, right? Either you launch a new project if you're doing like software development as an agency, or you launch a new website, or you launch a new funnel, or you launch new Facebook ads, you launch new whatever, right? There's a launch phase. After the launch phase, there's usually an initial trial period where you have to do a shit ton of testing, right? In whatever service it is. After that, you go into optimization. Then finally, after optimization, you go into consistency. This is usually when you are recouping a lot of that testing stuff. And then you go into scale. And then you always need to be iterating and adding something new, consistently providing value. All right? That is it. All right? Any time that is spent outside of these systems, messing around with logos and websites and like all these fancy things, is just wasted effort. It is not going to drive the business forward. And it is another reason why most people fail. So again, just like super quick. Write these 3 things on your wall, or put them on your forehead, put them somewhere, and every single day, look at what you do in a day and say, right, am I working on attention? Am I working on conversion? Am I working on fulfillment? Okay. And if I am, make sure you're not doing busy work, right? So like a lot of people would say, well, part of attention is, I need like a fancy website. No, you don't. You just need one active system and one passive system. Decide on the system, build the system, right? You should build that in like a day, and then just run the system. Make sure that it's receiving inputs and spitting out the correct output. And otherwise that's attention finished. Then conversion. You set up the CRM once, right? You do that once. Then you just make sure that your setters, closers, whoever it is submitting the end of day reports, and that the data is hitting the KPIs you've set out, right? If that's the case, then it's working, right? As far as a website conversion funnel, right? If you're in my program, we just give you a template, you copy and paste it, get it done in a day. If you're not, and you use some collection of YouTube videos or other resources, yeah, maybe it takes you 2 days, 3 days, doesn't really matter. It should just be a one-time process and not an ongoing process, right? That's conversion. Then finally, fulfillment. You build SOPs for your first clients that you have in beta. You do that once. You build your customer journey once. You take a customer through all of the SOPs to make sure that they work, and something is probably going to break. So you're going to, fix them, stress test them. You're going to take a customer through the entire customer journey to make sure that nothing is missed. Once that's done, it's done. Now all you do is plug and play customers through the process, because now you have an attention engine, which is consistently spitting out new customers. Your conversion engine should be running, consistently converting them. And then fulfillment engine is consistently fulfilling them, getting results. Now, all you need to do as a business owner is simply zoom out and look at your business and say, right, which system is not performing on a daily basis? And then you just go and fix that. So a lot of people struggle when they're building their agencies to kind of decide, what do I need to do today? This is the answer. Look at those 3 systems and say, which one is breaking? Which one is not achieving the results and the KPIs I've set out? And then just fix it, right? And then the next day, reassess. And if you do that over and over and over and over again every single day, it's impossible not to have your agency on an upward trajectory, right? And it's also a very simple way to think about it. And if you do find yourself doing anything that's not involved in these 3 things, that's fine, but simply just pull yourself back and say, right, what am I doing? I'm not doing what I need to. I'm doing random things that I'm not going to drive the business forward. Stop it, right? Right, guys, I love you. I hope this was super helpful. Again, we help you build a lot of these systems. We actually have them. You copy and paste most of them. If you want to find out more, click the link. We got a short little video. You don't have to do anything else. If not, if you're not ready, you still want to just get more value, check out another one of my videos. Like and subscribe so that YouTube shows you more of these types of videos. They're all for free, and I make them for you guys. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.